guys, hope you like this one. I'm quite proud of it. Thanks for the support from my friends. Love you girls, glad you like it. Oh, and Vincent, you're so dumb. Of course Tia didn't go to math and only her brush is not a total ditz. One more time. Don't read if you didn't like it. No friggin' flames. What is the point of flamin' people? There's no point, so F off.
Chapter 3. Uncle Larry. I saw T alone watching TV at Dave and Marie's house. I couldn't stop thinking about my encounter with Edward Cullen earlier that day. He was so beautiful and sexy, with such amazing hair and eyes. I could hardly believe he had noticed someone like me. But I was angry at how he had made me feel, how I'd burned like crimson hot flame when he touched me, and how he'd not listened to me when I told him to bring off, and how he dared to touch me at all when he had a goof anyways. Even if she was a mean girl with an ugly heart and not that coward. But no matter how much I tried to hate him, I simply couldn't. Suddenly, the phone rang. Hello. Hey, is that Tatiana? Yeah, who's this? I asked. It's Mike Newton from your class. I was wondering if you wanted to go to La Plush with me tomorrow night, maybe? There's a party on the beach with a whole crowd of us going. I thought you seemed really nice, so I thought maybe you'd want to be my date, please? Aren't you the guy who hangs out with all the pathetic cheerleaders and stuff? I asked. You mean Bella and Jessica's gang? Sometimes I guess, but they're really shallow. And I tell you, they can be mean sometimes. Then why do you hang out with them, you shallow creep? And why are you asking me out when you hardly know me, Mike? 'Cause you think I'm hot? Or can't you see you're just as shallow if you want to date so just cost of what they look like? I'm not that pretty anyways. And even if I was, I'm so screwed up in the brain, you can't even imagine. You would no want to date me if you knew how screwed up I was. I would too. Believe me, I would. You're so beautiful. You can't even imagine. You're so pretty. People lose their minds when you're around. And forget their names and forget to breath. How can't you have noticed that? And I don't care how screwed up you are. It only makes you more interesting. You're cool and different, and you're honest about stuff. You're right to be angry with me. I'm sorry for benign, shallow, and dumb. Just give me a chance to show you how much I care, please. Well, okay, maybe it'll go along if I don't have anything else to do, I said, not believing a word he said about how pretty I was. Thank you, Tatiana! Thank you so much! He sounded so happy. I couldn't help but smile as I put the phone down. But my smile faded as I returned to my thoughts. nights. Mike Newton was kinda cute and seemed like an okay guy, but he was nothing next to Edward Cullen. Even though I was angry with Edward more than I have ever been anyone in my life, and part of me wanted to chop his head off with a sword. A part of my soul would always remain in that toilet where we had kissed so hard, and a passion of me. I created myself. My heart had soared that day, never before, and I knew that no one else would ever make me feel like that again. Then I thought, oh, he was a cheater and a bastard, and my face burned with shame. I couldn't believe I had behaved like such a whore. I was scared of the effect he had on me.
Bye, Tia! We'll be back on Thursday, Ock!
Mary put her head in the door suddenly. Okay, then. Have fun, I whispered clammily. Dave and Marie were visiting relatives for a few days.
You look so pretty, she says, smiling.
You're
the prettiest girl I've ever seen.
Whatever, I reply. I hated it when people say that. I pulled my blonde hair over my face. I was wearing a short, hot pink dress, cut low, with black lace frills at the bottom and black lace stocking.
Dave's brother Larry will be looking after you while we're gone. You'll be okay when we're gone, won't you, Tia?
I hate to leave you alone like this. I don't need a freaking babysitter, no! I was so embarrassing. I could look after myself. Marie smiles and leaves the house. Greeting, Latnaniana. My name's Uncle Larry, said Uncle Larry. He came in through the door. He was fat and bald, with tiny black eyes and a red face. Hey, I said.
You're the orphan, aren't you?
He says.
Is it true you killed your mother when she gave birth to you?
What? I cry, my eyes filling with tears.
You're a little pig, aren't you? Go outside and wash my car,
he shouts angrily. I stood up and left to wash his car. I got soap and a bucket, afraid of what he would do if I refused. I went outside and started to wash Hush's car. It was a red porch. He came outside and watched me. I knew he was whacking me. After my night, he came over and hit me hard across the face. What's that? I shouted. He poured the bucket of water all over me and hit me again. I was wet and crying, and he started to rip my dress and bra of me and rip my clothes. He touched my naked breasts, and I tried to push him off me. I screamed at him to stop, but he didn't. He bent me over the bonnet of his car and spanked me on the ass for half an hour, and then he pulled my panties down and started to rape me. Stop raping me! I cried, but he didn't stop. The pain was terrible, even though his manhood was small. I cried and cried, but he didn't stop for hours. And when he finally stopped, he left me on the floor and spat in my face and left me there. I pulled on my clothes and cried madly and ran off into the seething darkness of the midnight street. I ran and ran until I came to some woods, and then I fell down in the woods and cried. Suddenly, a blast of white light exploded in head, and my mark on my hand burned like a flame. I closed my eyes and saw the face of a tall white man looking over me with no expression. His eyes were running red, and his face glimmered cold and bright as the moon. I fell back from the brightness of his hot body. His hair was as dark as night. Atlantiana, he whispered in a voice softer than clouds. My daughter! I whispered as my mind went blank and the world went dark.